Have you ever carried a grudge? Felt the sting of betrayal? We all have. It's a universal experience, this bitterness that takes root in our hearts. Like a heavy chain, it weighs us down, dragging us back to the source of our pain. We replay the hurt, the anger, the injustice. It festers within us, poisoning our thoughts and relationships. This bitterness can manifest in many ways. Maybe it's a sharp comment we hurl at someone who wronged us. Maybe it's the icy silence we hold on to for days, weeks, even years. Or perhaps it's the constant replaying of the offense in our minds, each time feeling the wound afresh. But here's the truth. Holding on to bitterness hurts us more than it hurts anyone else. It keeps us trapped in the past, unable to move forward and embrace the joy and peace that are rightfully ours. The one we refuse to forgive suffers far less than the one who refuses to let go. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 31, we find a powerful antidote to this poison of bitterness. The Apostle Paul writes, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice." This verse is a soothing balm for our wounded hearts. It's a call to action, an invitation to release the chains of bitterness that bind us and step into the freedom of forgiveness. Paul, writing to the early Christians in Ephesus, understood the corrosive nature of these negative emotions. He knew they could tear apart individuals and communities. His words are just as relevant today as they were then. They remind us that we have a choice to cling to our bitterness or to embrace the liberating power of letting go. Paul doesn't merely tell us to get rid of bitterness, he lists its companions, each one a knot in the tangled cord of resentment. Rage and anger, those fiery emotions that flare up in an instant, consuming us with their heat. Brawling, the verbal sparring, the need to have the last word to prove our point, even if it means tearing the other person down. Slander, the whispers behind closed doors. The character assassination that spreads like wildfire, leaving destruction in its wake. And finally, malice, that cold, calculated desire to see others suffer. These are not mere personality flaws, they are toxic emotions that eat away at our souls, hindering our ability to love and be loved. The poison we drink. Imagine for a moment that you're holding a cup filled with poison. You wouldn't even think of taking a sip, would you? Yet, that's exactly what we do when we harbor bitterness and resentment. We drink the poison, hoping it will somehow harm the other person, but the only one we truly hurt is ourselves. Bitterness takes a toll on our physical and emotional well-being. It steals our joy, robs us of sleep, and fills us with anxiety and fear. It affects our relationships, creating distance and distrust. The longer we hold on to it, the more it festers and grows, poisoning every aspect of our lives. But there is hope. Just as we have the power to choose bitterness, we also have the power to choose forgiveness and freedom. The path to freedom. Letting go of bitterness is a journey, not a destination. It's a process that begins with a decision. A decision to release the offense, the hurt, the pain. It's not about condoning what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about choosing to break free from the chains of resentment that bind us. Prayer is a powerful tool in this process. When we bring our hurt and anger to God, He can begin to heal our wounds. He can give us the strength and grace to forgive, even when it feels impossible. Forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a choice we make. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened or condoning the offense. It means releasing the offender from our judgment and choosing to see them through the lens of God's love and mercy. Choosing joy over bitterness. As we let go of bitterness, we create space for joy to enter our lives. It's like throwing open the windows of our souls and letting the fresh air and sunshine in. We begin to see the world in a new light, with hope and optimism. Replacing our anger with kindness is another powerful step. When we choose to respond with love instead of resentment, we break the cycle of negativity and open the door for healing and reconciliation. This doesn't mean we become doormats or allow others to mistreat us. It means we set healthy boundaries and choose to respond with grace and compassion, even when it's difficult. Embracing the lightness of being, letting go of bitterness is a gift we give ourselves. It's a release from the heavy burden we've been carrying, a chance to finally breathe freely again. Imagine the weight that would be lifted from your shoulders if you chose to release the bitterness you've been holding on to. Imagine the peace that would flood your heart, the joy that would bubble up inside you. This is the freedom that awaits you when you choose to let go. So, my friend, I encourage you today, let go of the bitterness that's weighing you down. Embrace the transformative power of forgiveness and step into the lightness of being that God has in store for you. What's something you need to let go of today? Is there a grudge you've been holding on to? A wound that still hurts? Take a moment and ask God to help you release it. When you do, you'll experience the freedom, peace, and joy that He has for you. If this message encouraged you, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. What's one way you're choosing peace over bitterness this week? Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video.